Hi everyone, in this video I'll be designing this portfolio website in Bootstrap 5. So as you can see, we have this intro section and an image, and if I click on the services, so as you can see we are in the services, and after the services we have this portfolio. Okay, so if I click on this button, so as you can see it is looking very nice, and then we have the reviews section, and after the reviews we have this pricing, and after the pricing we have this contact us section, and finally a footer. So in my previous video I have designed this in Figma, and now I'm going to convert that Figma design into Bootstrap template. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I have created a folder portfolio, and I copied all the images into this img folder, and I have created a style.css file. Okay, so I'm going to right now these two files are empty, so I'm gonna get starter template. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it right here. I'm gonna remove this. Okay, and this will be my starter template. UX designer, and I'm gonna copy the navigation. If you go to the navigation bar, so I'm gonna copy this, copied, I'm gonna paste it right here, and I'm gonna remove this PG light, and it's going to be dark. Okay, and I'm gonna link to the file, CSS file. Okay, and I'm gonna get the font from the Google font. Okay, so search for Rubik. So I will be using 400 watt, 5 and 6. So I'm going to copy and click on the import. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it inside the CSS, and I'm going to define some CSS variables. So I'm going to get the dark one value. Okay, this will be dark 1, and this will be dark 2. I'm gonna get dark 2 value. It's going to be this color, and I'm gonna get the brand color, which is this one. And I'm gonna create a white, and body color, it's going to be, I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna paste it right here. I'm gonna the color for the body is going to be body, and the font family will be Rubik. And sans serif, and background color will be dark. Okay, and the font weight for the heading, $600, and color will be white. Okay, and I'm gonna select the anchor tag, give a transition 0.4 second is, and the color will be white. Okay, and the text decoration will be none. Font weight will be 500, and on hover color will be brand color. Save it, and image width is going to be 100%, and the section padding top 90 pixel, and padding bottom 90 pixel as well. Okay, and so let me refresh. So I'm gonna open that file. Okay, so I'm gonna change the navigation links, remove this fluid. Okay, and I want to remove some of the links. This will be home or about. This will be services. Portfolio. This will be reviews. And this will be pricing. Finally, contact. Save it and refresh. Okay, and I want to push these nav links to margin start to auto, margin left will be auto, and I'm going to select the navigation bar. I'm gonna select the nav link. So I want font size to 13 pixel, uppercase. Okay, good. And now I'm going to design about a section. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this. So I'm going to copy this. This will be about. I'm going to give idea of about, create a container, LG6. I'm going to create a heading. Okay, I'm going to create a div, give it a class. I'm going to create a span. It's going to be UI designer. / and I'm going to paste it here. It's going to be and I'm going to paste it right here. This will be UX designer, and below this I'm going to create a paragraph text. So I'm going to copy, copy the text and I'm gonna paste it here, and I will be creating a button in brand. It will say explore my work. Okay, and I'm gonna collapse this LG4, put an image. So this will be person image. I'm gonna put an image here. Okay, and I'm gonna create another class. This will be ellipse top. Okay, so I have tagged the so I have taken these classes for the ellipses. Okay, so for this one and for this one, so let's design this about us section. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh. I want the content to be in this vertically center. Save it and refresh. So these are now in the center. I'm gonna select about and select the heading 1 and give a font weight 600, and the font size is going to be display 4. Okay, and then I'm gonna select span tag, font weight 600, and letter spacing is 1 pixel, and font size 14 pixel, and color will be white, and from the margin right I gave a space of 8 pixel. Save it and refresh. So as you can see, text will be uppercase. Okay, and I want to give some space, margin top 4 and margin bottom is looking good. Okay, now I'm going to design the image. So about, and select the image, border radius is going to be 1000 pixel, border 10 pixel, solid brand color. Okay, so this is going to be, I'm gonna reduce the border width to 6 or 8. Okay, so I'm gonna design the ellipses. So for that, I'm gonna select this person image, position relative and z index 2. I'm gonna select ellipse top, width 70%, height 70%. I'm gonna get the background color, so I'm gonna select that, click on the inspect. I'm gonna copy this color, background color, so I'm gonna Control C, I'm gonna paste it here, and position is going to be absolute from the top. Want to push it negative 10%, and from the right it's going to be 0. So let me refresh. Okay, so I'm gonna give a border radius. Okay, and this should be, I'm gonna push it to the bottom, z index -1. Okay, and I'm gonna design the ellipse bottom. Width is going to be 40. From the bottom it's going to be -5%. Save it and refresh. Oops, this is going to be ellipse bottom. Okay, looking good. And now I'm going to design the button. Select the button class. I'm gonna give a padding 13 pixel and 17 pixel. Okay, and I'm gonna select the button brand background color, brand color, and I'm gonna give a border color, also the brand color. And yep, okay, looking good. And on hover, I want the background color to be transparent, and the text color will be the brand color. Save it and refresh. Okay, looking good. So I want this text to be on this column on larger screen size devices, and when the screen size gets smaller, so I want this image to be at the top. So for that I'm going to select this LG column. I'm gonna type on LG. This will be first, and smaller it will be last. Save it and refresh. Okay, and also I'm gonna give some space. Okay, and column MD, I want this image to cover at column space. Okay, looking cool. And I want to give the height for the about us. I'm gonna give a minimum height 100 viewport height. Okay, and I'm gonna set the display to flex and align item to center. Okay, and the navigation bar is going to be fixed. Save it and refresh. And also I'm gonna give a padding 3 rem, and I'm gonna change the brand to I'm gonna wrap this inside H2, paste it. Okay, looking cool. Now I'm going to design the services. Okay, so as you can see, I'm at the top section, so this link should be active. For that I'm gonna search for scroll spy. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm gonna target the navigation bar. Okay, save it and refresh. So as you can see, this link is active, and I want to change the active link color to be the brand color. So I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it right here. Color will be brand. Save it and refresh. Okay, now I'm going to design the services. It's going to be services. I'm going to create a container, a row and a column 12. I'm gonna give a class intro. This will be h1, and I'm gonna set the text to, and I'm gonna wrap this inside span tag. So I'm gonna give a class text brand. Okay, so I'm gonna select intro, select the text brand, color will be brand. Okay, and I'm going to select the intro, and I'm going to give a margin bottom 40 pixel, and I'm going to get the text. I'm going to copy, and inside this I'm going to paste it here. Okay, and in the intro text I'm going to select the paragraph, give the maximum width 500 pixel. I'm going to save it and refresh. And also I want to give a background color for the navigation. Background color dark. Save it and refresh. Okay, the color will be dark one. Okay, so I'm going to design the services. Create a row. I'm going to create a column LG4. This will be service, and I'm going to create icon box. I'm going to put an image here. This will be image. Okay, and I'm going to create a div. This will be h5. And I'm going to put some text. Save it and refresh. Okay, so I'm going to design the service. I'm going to select the icon box, width 70 pixel, height 70 pixel, and display flex, align item center, and justify content center. I'm going to select the service. Okay, and I'm going to give a background color dark 2. Okay, and I'm going to give a padding 28 pixel. Okay, and I want this to cover 6 column space, and I want to display flex, and this is going to be flex none. Okay, so I'm gonna design the service. I'm gonna select the image and I give 46 pixel. Okay, I'm gonna give a background color, dark one. Okay, and I'm gonna give some margin right 18 pixel. Border radius is going to be 8 pixel, and also I'm gonna give a border radius to this service. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm gonna give gutter space 4. Okay, and I'm gonna change the image. Save it and refresh. So this will be the services, and I forgot to add the divider, so I'm gonna add a div class of container. Okay, so I'm gonna put the divider here. Divider, I'm gonna give a border 1 pixel solid. This will be white, and the opacity is going to be 0.1. Okay, so we have this divider. I'm gonna copy this divider. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna copy this service section. I'm gonna paste it here. Don't need this row. This will be portfolio. Okay, and I'm gonna refresh. Okay, so I'm gonna design the portfolio. Create a row, gutter space going to be 4 foreign, and I'm going to create a column LG 4, column SM 6, portfolio, and I'm going to place the image 1, and inside this I'm going to create a icon box, and inside this icon box I am going to put an icon going to be preview. I'm going to save it and refresh the page. Okay, so I'm going to design this This will be portfolio. Portfolio item, position relative. So I'm going to rename this to okay. So I'm going to design this, and I'm going to select portfolio and select the icon box, give a background color. For now, let me give a background color of red, and border radius is going to be 100 pixel. Okay, and I'm going to select the image. Height is going to be 24 pixel, 28. Okay, and I'm going to give a background color of brand. I'm going to move this to, I'm going to give a position absolute from the top, 50% from the left, and I want this to be in the center. Translate minus 50% and minus 50%. Okay, so this is now in the center, and now I'm going to give from the top to 60%, and I'm going to hide this, give opacity 0 and a transition. And on hover I want to show this. Icon box, I gave opacity 1, and from the top it's going to be 50%. Save it and refresh. Okay, looking good. And if I click on this, I want to show this on a model, so I'm gonna click on the model. So I'm gonna get this. Oops, I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste inside this here. This will target project 1. Okay, and I'm gonna copy this model. Okay, I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna change the ID to project 1. Save it and refresh. Okay, looking good. And I want this model to be large, model LG. Okay, and I'm gonna put the image here. It's going to be portfolio image 1. Okay, looking cool. So as you can see, the text color is white, so I'm gonna change the text color to dark. Model, I'm gonna select H2 and model H5 I think. So let's see. So this one is H5 and I'm gonna some paragraph text, save it, and to color will be dark. Save it and refresh. Okay, so we have this text and I want this color to be dark. This should be H2. Save it and refresh. Okay, so you can put the title for the project. So I'm gonna okay, so this is the title for the project and this is some description. Okay, so I'm gonna copy and paste this column. Okay, so this will go to project. I'm going to select this one, go to project 2 and the image is going to be 6. It will go to project 5, image will be 5, 4, it's going to be 3 and 2. Save it and refresh, and I'm gonna duplicate this model. This will be image 2. Okay, and project is going to be 2. So as you can see, I'm going to do this for these and beautify this code. Beautify. I'm going to copy this. 3. It's going to be 3. It's going to be 4. It's going to be 6. I'm going to change the image. Okay, so let's see, looking good. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to design customer, the testimonial section. So I'm gonna copy and paste this portfolio. Okay, and I'm gonna remove this row for now. Change the ID to reviews. This will be reviews. Save it and I'm gonna refresh. Okay, so I'm gonna design the review section. So I'm gonna copy the text. I'm going to create a row. Column LG6. I'm going to create a review. I'm going to paste the text here. And I'm going to create a div. I'm going to put an image. This will be avatar and I'm going to create another div. This will be h5. Okay, I'm going to create a small, it's going to be okay, and the text for this one is going to be text brand. Okay, and I'm gonna select the review. Oops, gonna select the review. Review and select the image. I'm going to give a width 65 pixel. Save it and refresh. I'm going to give a border radius 100 pixel, and I'm going to give a border brand color. Okay, and I want to give a class is to display flex. Okay, and I want the item to be vertically centered. Save it and refresh, and I'm gonna give a margin start to 3 rem. Margin start 3 rem. Okay, looking good. And I'm gonna give a padding like 28 pixel. I'm gonna give a background color dark 2 and give a border radius. Okay, looking good. Now I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, I'm going to give a gutter space. Okay, so now I'm going to design the pricing. It's going to be, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to remove this row, and I'm going to rename this ID to pricing. This will be review. I'm going to create a column LG4. Okay, this will be pricing table, and I'm going to create another class, pricing header. This will be h6, and create h1 tag, and I'm going to put some paragraph. Okay, I'm going to rename this to the pricing. Okay, and I'm going to create a button. It's going to be class btn not line brand. This will say get started. Save it, and then I'm going to create an on order list. Inside this list, I'm going to create a class icon box. I'm going to put an image here. This will be check. Okay, and I'm gonna add some text. Okay, I'm gonna paste some text, and I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, I'm going to refresh. Okay, now I'm going to design this. This will be raw. Okay, now I'm going to design this. So I'm going to select pricing, pricing table. I'm going to give a padding 34 pixel top and bottom and 24 pixel left and right, and I'm going to give a background color dark 2, and I'm going to give a border radius 8 pixel. Okay, so I'm going to pricing table. Okay, so I'm going to design the button. So I'm going to search for button. So I'm going to type button outline brand. Okay, so I'm going to give background color transparent, and I'm going to give a border color. This will be brand color. Save it and refresh, and I'm going to give color brand color. Save it and refresh. Okay, and on hover, I want the background to be the brand color, and the text be white. Okay, so let's see. Okay, looking good. And now let's design the pricing. So I'm gonna pricing header, I'm gonna give a padding bottom. Padding bottom is going to be 26 pixel. Okay, I'm gonna give a border bottom 1 pixel solid. Okay, I think 24 will be okay. Okay, I'm gonna select the button, pricing table button, margin top 24 pixel, and margin bottom also 24 pixel. Save it and refresh. Okay, so now I'm going to design these another list. Okay, so this text should be outside of this icon box. So this should be outside of the icon box. Okay, so I'm gonna design this. I'm gonna select the unordered list. Padding is going to be 0, and the list style is going to be none. And then I'm gonna select the icon box. gonna give a border radius 100 pixel, and I'm gonna give a width 28 pixel, height 28 pixel. Okay, looking good. And I'm gonna change the background color 0.3, save it and refresh. And I want this list item to be flex. Okay, display flex. Okay, and I want the item to be in the center. And give a margin right 8 pixel, save it and refresh. Okay, looking good. And I'm going to copy this list item. Okay, and I'm gonna give some space. (12 pixel). Okay, 12 pixel is looking good. And now I'm going to copy this column. Okay, so this is going to be, price is going to be $4.99, and this will be button brand. It's going to be golden. I'll save it and refresh. Okay, so now I'm going to design the contact us section. So I'm going to copy and paste this. So I'm going to remove this row. This will be get in touch. So I'm going to create a row, give a gutter of 3 rem. So this will be a form. Give a class of row, and create a form group class, and inside this I'm going to create an input field. So I'm going to give a class of form, and the placeholder is going to be enter your name, and this will cover 12 column space. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to copy this. This will be text type is going to be email. Okay, so I'm going to refresh, and I'm going to give a gutter space 3, and I'm going to copy this. This will be text area, and the rows is going to be 5. I'm going to give a class of form control, and the placeholder is going to be, and I'm going to create a div. This will be inside this div. I'm going to create a button. Have a class of button brand, and this will say send. Save it and refresh. Okay, so we have this form. So I'm going to design this form. Form control class. Background color is going to be transparent. Okay, and border color is going to be 0.2. okay, and on focus I don't want the box shadow, so the box shadow is going to be none, and the border color is going to be brand color. Save it and refresh. Okay, so as you can see, and I'm gonna give a background color 0.1. okay, and the color is going to be white. I'm gonna save it and refresh. So color is going to be white. Save it and refresh. Okay, looking good. So I'm going to design the footer. So I'm going to create a footer tag. I'm going to create a container, and inside this container I'm going to create a row. This will be column MD6. So I'm going to copy the text. Okay, I'm going to paste it inside the paragraph. So I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to create another column. This will be column auto, and I'm going to create, it's going to be Twitter, Instagram, and this will be okay. So I'm going to save it and refresh the page. So I want the text to be left and right. Okay, I'm gonna give a padding top and bottom is going to be 5 frame. 4 will be okay, and I'm going to change the background color for the footer. Background color will be dark 2. Save it and refresh. So I want to give some space. I can use Bootstrap class, this margin. Save it and refresh. Okay guys, so let's see this design on different viewport size, so which is right now on 1440, which is looking cool. Awesome. And let's see on the tablet, looking great. And let's see on the mobile. Wow, looking great. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed, then leave a comment and make sure to like. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.